9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. And we're back. The WWT sisters are in the house. I am your hostess, Wrestling with Honey. That is All Elite Courtney Rice, Stone Cold All Elite Courtney Rice. And we are here for the Honey Night Smackdown post show. Thank y'all so much for joining us during the show. It was quite the watch along this evening. A lot of exciting things happened. And we're just going to keep this, short, sweet, and brief the way I like it, and just go over the night's events from today's Smackdown. We have a lot going on, especially going into tomorrow night, which was the Saturday night main event. And it will be debuting for the first time in years. And they're bringing back all the nostalgia, all the retroness of it all, the 80s feel and the 80s vibes. If you know, you know. So it's going to be a really, really exciting time for a lot of old school wrestling fans, as well as the new school wrestling fans, because then they get to learn some new things. Mm-hmm. And tonight, interestingly enough, there were a lot of new things that transpired, like Tiffy Time getting pinned clean by Meech Yin to advance in the Women's United States tournament. And congratulations and shout outs to Meech Yin for the win. She will be going on to the finals for the next round, and we will have a newly crowned inaugural Women's United States champion in no time. Let's just start with the ladies first. Meech Yin and Tiffy, what did we think of the match really quick? And was it what you expected?
It was definitely what I was expected. I know a lot of people are rooting for Tiffy because I did hear a lot of Tiffy times in the audience, but Meech Yin actually stood up on her own, especially going up against a former NXT Women's Champion, Miss Money in the Bank. She really held it down, and pinning her clean, that's really impressive considering Tiffany is one of your top female superstars that all the fans love and want to get behind. So I am very, very proud of Meech Yin, and I'm excited to watch her compete on Saturday night's main event tomorrow.
Indeed. So Meech Yin advances to the finals, and SmackDown tonight ended with a women's match as well. Another semifinal match. We had where we saw Bayley, the role model, versus Miss Chelsea Green to advance to face Meech Yin for tomorrow night for the United States Women's title. What do we think of that match? Are we happy with the results? I think if I'm correct in assuming, I think you are very, very happy about this win.
I am. I'm very happy for Chelsea because she's come a long way. And if you have not watched any of her matches before she came into WWE, I highly recommend watching because she came a long way on where she is now and just seeing the journey. Also, whoever did her makeup and everything was spot on. I got to give kudos to who did her hair and her makeup. It was spot on. I'm very proud of her. I know her hubby is super proud of her as well because he has a title match next week. It's just so ironic. They both have title matches within 1 week of apart of each other. He has it tomorrow, and then her husband faces off next Friday at Hammerstein Ballroom. So I'm very, very happy. And hopefully it's an early Christmas present for her.
Oh yeah. Christmas has come early, possibly for one of these two women, because they will go on to make history as the inaugural and first ever Women's United States champion tomorrow at Saturday night main event. We will finally see the showdown between the two finalists, Chelsea Green and Meech Yin, tomorrow night. As well as, who knows what else that might bring, because with a lot of wins comes a lot of targets on your back. So I would recommend that even though Meech Yin and Chelsea Green are riding high, keep eyes in the back of your head, girls. Mm-hmm. But we also saw that there was a lot of interesting dynamics between Tiffy Time, the Poison Pixie, Queen Nia Jax. There's a lot of favoritism going on here, or a lot of teachers petting around here, if you ask me. It seems like the Poison Pixie is poisoning the relationship that is between Tiffy Time and Nia Jax. But it seems that Poison Pixie could be onto something. I think it's about time that Mrs. Wrestling starts, throwing her weight around as well, considering that she has been the veteran that she is, as well as in the Indies from NXT and until now. So I really like seeing the Poison Pixie shine through and kind of come through like that evil Tinkerbell to throw a monkey wrench in the whole program. So I'm kind of here for the drama and I love it. But Tiffy Time didn't look so happy with that interaction. And according to someone in the chat, and it might have been our producer from the future, or no, it was our information officer, Boza, who predicts that Tiffany will be cashing in on somebody's title sooner than later. And it might be the Queen's. I don't know. We still haven't heard word from the councilman with Strattonville and his client, Nia Jax, the Queen. There's a lot going on, a lot that to be said of that, because there's been a lot of friction between those two. But the dynamic of Tiffy and Nia Jax has been really, really interesting to watch this year. Because eventually I think that's something we would all want to see, right? I think I would want to see Tiffy go at Nia Jax. I would love to. I think that would be that's pretty much a PLE worthy match. Yeah. And for the title. So, I mean, but I mean, in order for Tiffy to get a title, she's gonna have to cash in. And I think the more that the Poison Pixie and Nia Jax keep egging her on, she might go to Nia Jax. She might make that switch back and say, "Screw Liv Morgan. I want Nia's title because I'm tired of being bullied." A lot of people forget Nia Jax, even before, like back in the day, before she had this run, she was known to be a little bit of a mean girl. I don't know if you guys remember all the segments with her and Alexa Bliss and the bullying and all of that stuff. Nia's a mean girl.
Yep.
So my Alexa must have heard me say her name and it responded to me. But I was talking about Alexa Bliss. Thank you very much. But yeah, I think this is going to be really cool to see how they break out these women rivalries going on, especially with these trios. And speaking of trios, another trio that's had some friction is the big 2 out of 3. Miss Courtney, what do you think of the decision to not forfeit the titles and to have Naomi step up as the tag team partner of Bianca Belair?
I think with the fact with Bianca, because she did not want to relinquish those belts. She did not want to, because she never relinquished the belt, as Naomi noticed. And it was interesting for her to step up to the plate, which I understand she wanted to, because she wanted to make sure the big 2 out of 3 kept the belts within them. But it's going to be interesting to see, because I don't want to jump ahead, but we do have a match next week for Smackdown with those tag team titles. So there is a lot of friction between both teams in this match. And also, as I mentioned, I referenced the rivalry between Triple H and HBK from 2002. There can be so many elements happening, and we don't even know. I'm hoping Jade comes back before the start of Rumble, because if she does come back before Rumble, there's going to be a lot of questions.
I feel like that would make a lot of sense if Jade was to do a return. You do a return on the pay-per-view you debuted. It would literally be a year since she's joined us. A year since she's physically been on TV joining us, because she was signed to the TKO umbrella back before that, January and August of 2022, which I can't believe we're saying, like, it's already the ending of 2024. It goes to show you how far and how crazy time has flown. But I definitely think that it's going to be interesting to see what happens when what Jade does when she comes back, who she's going to go for, who she's attacking. Like, Jade is going to come back a whole different person. I hope people understand this. Jade is going to come back a whole different animal. Like, she is going to alpha female the shit out of that roster even more than she did the first time around, especially when it comes to whoever attacked her. And a lot of people say that it could be someone from the roster that's not on the team, but a lot of speculation is pointing towards someone very close to her. So who knows when this mystery will unfold. At the end of the day, I just think Bianca and Naomi, both of them or either of them, should be very careful going forward.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's that. What else did we have tonight? We had Roman Reigns, our tribal chief, in a very cinematic, I'm going to call it cinematic adventure. If you guys know Dane Cook, you know exactly where that's from. I'm going to call it a cinematic adventure that we went on with the wise man and the OTC, expressing his disappointment and, you know, his reasonings for being tired of the disrespect that he's constantly getting from his family. It's like when you're the older sibling and your younger siblings, you know, because this is the best way I could put it, at least from my experience and my perspective. Younger siblings always seem to tend to want to like be tougher or be more authoritative, be more aggressive, or show that they're in charge because they're also the babies as well. But they don't want to show that they're babies because they're tough. Roman Reigns is the big cousin that everybody has, that everybody looked up to. He like got all the accolades and you know, he did everything first pretty much. And then everybody else, like Solo, Jacob, and all of them, they're like the younger siblings that forgot that he's the older one. So it's a really funny family affair, if you ask me. But Roman Reigns is sick and tired of the disrespect and the bullshit. He wants his Ufalafa back. I mean, Ulafala. Ufalafa, if you guys, I'm not trying to disrespect that item, okay? Because I have one as well. And I you know, I'm not trying to get no smoke with Polynesian culture, Samoan culture, Hawaiian culture, none of that, because I love their culture. But I only said Ufalafa for the sake of LA Knight, which was pretty damn funny if you ask me. But Roman Reigns wants his Ulafala back in order to reclaim his respect and his authority as far as part of being the leader of the family, the head of the table, the OG tribal chief. And that match is going to be no DQ, and it will be happening at Raw on Netflix, the debut date. Who, guys, this Raw is this is like a pay-per-view worthy. Like, I feel like I should be spending $50 on this damn thing. Honestly.
I know it's
and if it was $50, I'd pay for it, but it's not. Thankfully, it's $10. Thank you, Netflix. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
But yeah. What are your thoughts on the tribal chief and his journey out to retrieve his Ulafala necklace?
It's interesting because this is a reflection of his journey, because we all know how it started. And I will say this because I'm always very weary, because I know wrestling is starting to get popular again. And I'm always very weary of people following popular trends, even if they do not know what the heck is it about. First, when I saw Roman, I was just like, I was just booing him just because for fun anyway, because I respect all what he did, because he was a heel, and that's what you do is booing him. But then when he talks about his Ulafala, and he got it from his father, and I was like, okay, this makes a lot more sense. Even though he was doing heel-like tactics, I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
This is a heel.
There was a very important moment that happened, and of course, RIP to Afa and Sika, the twins. There was a really important moment that happened. Was it? I don't know if it was during the COVID era or just at the cusp of the COVID era, or it was when Roman Reigns returned. Yes, it was when he returned, because when he returned after COVID, that's when he became the tribal chief. He got Paul Heyman, he took out the Fiend and Braun Strowman, pinned Edge and Daniel Bryan, all that. There was a moment. It was when he was facing off with Jimmy and Jay. When he was going through his stuff with Jimmy and Jay, and they wouldn't acknowledge him and all of this stuff. At the end of that match, and I forget exactly who it was. I don't know if it was Jimmy or Jay that he faced, but he won that match. And at the end of it, got the approval from Afa and Sika. They were waiting at the end of the aisle with the Ulafala and placed it on him and acknowledged Roman and said he's the one. And ever since then, Roman has not stopped being the one. So I think there's a lot to be said for Roman Reigns wanting this Ulafala for obvious reasons. This is a a very special and sacred item in their culture, and it was something that he takes very seriously. And I'm sure I don't blame him for it, because his own father put it around his neck and acknowledged him, and that's a very big deal. And I think that's something that all of us, even as kids, is something that we always want, to be approved by our parents. And for Roman to get that kind of acknowledgement from the elders demands the respect of the youngers, and that's what these little cousins rolling around need to remember. Like, y'all don't forget who the one is sometimes. But that's, I think, in any case, any family, any sibling family, or relationships and things like that, or friendships, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's always that one that just stands out a little bit. Not saying that they're better. Roman Reigns is saying he's better, but not saying that they're better per se. But it's like one of those things where it's one of those situations where it's like, sometimes people don't intake the information you give them, and they feel when they give you information, it comes off a certain way where they like forget that either you're older than them. Because my thing with me was always to respect my elders and know how to talk to people respectfully and things like that. So when you don't respect, and Roman Reigns is on his way to becoming a future elder, and if you don't respect your elders, you're gonna get your ass whooped. And that's exactly what's going to happen to Solo on January 6th. So I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see that Tribal Chief finally put that Ulafala back on. I can't wait for it to be Jimmy or Jay that puts it back on him, or Paul Heyman, because I'll take either one. But it's going to be a very crazy night. And not for nothing, I can't help but feel that that's where the final boss comes in. We haven't seen the final boss since Bad Blood. And he's going to be there. Dwayne, stop messing with me. I know you're lurking. We haven't seen you since Bad Blood. And you need to be, damn well you need to be at Netflix, at Raw on Netflix. It's in LA. I know you can make it. Hawaii's not far. Your house in Hawaii is not far. Your gym in California, or wherever, all the other gyms and houses you got. Boy, get your ass there. I want the final boss back, and we need to rekindle this. We need to run it back, because you showed up at Bad Blood, you slitting throats and counting and looking at Cody and Roman, not sure who you're gesturing to, but I think this is where you come in, Dwayne, and this is where you finally reveal to us that you have been behind this bloodline the whole time. I will not leave it alone. So please. Sincerely yours, Wrestling with Honey. Please come to Raw on Netflix, please.
He should. I mean, he's on the commercial for Netflix. He's on it.
He is on the commercial for Netflix. And Professor made a really good point too. You know who else is on that commercial? Was Trick Williams, right? Trick Williams. So I'm just like, this is exciting. Like, this is so much fun. But now it's gonna be a fun time for Raw on Netflix. But trying to stay within topic here. We also had really interesting words from DIY and Motor City Machine Guns. I can't wait to see how they relive that rivalry as well, and what matches they're going to bring forth. I know we should probably see a TLC match with them. I need that. I would love that. I would like a 6-man tag teams, being that we have a lot of tag teams back now. I would love a 6-man tag TLC something. Just give me something chaotic. I don't care what it is. Just give it to me and let it be chaotic. We also saw tonight that the big son of a bitch is back. Braun freaking Strowman has resurfaced, and is back with a vengeance. And his first victim, Carmelo Hayes. I really hope you are enjoying your ice lavender bath wherever you are, or your Epsom salts, because he beat the crap out of you. Braun Strowman had a great showing after coming back from injury. He had I think it was a strained or torn groin or something like that, or quad, one or the other. But nevertheless, the big man is back, and we're always so happy to see the big man. I'm not gonna lie, I popped for him. I didn't think it was gonna be him, but I popped, and I'm really glad that that he's back and he looks great. Big man on campus. We basically swapped one big boy for the other. Basically, that's basically what happened. We got swapped Braun Strowman out for Bronson Reed out for Braun Strowman. So yeah, so then there was that. What did we think of the match with him and Carmelo Hayes, Courtney?
I felt so bad for Carmelo Hayes. God bless his little soul. God bless his little soul. But I'm happy to see Braun back. It's gonna be interesting on where they're gonna place him. Like, what angle are they gonna place him in that? Because this is gonna be really interesting. Because I don't want to jump far ahead, but we do see the Bloodline wreaking a little bit of havoc in the SmackDown locker room.
Yes.
So that is another option. Of course, we'll see what specific angle we have for Braun, but I'm just happy he's back on TV and really doing his thing. Let's see. I'm intrigued to see what happens next for him and who else is he gonna beat up on next.
Shout out to my boy Six, the Hookah God, Lewis Johnson, Boza, Bobby, everybody coming in the chat from joining us from the watch along. Yeah, man. The roster is back on notice. The big man's back, so watch your ass. LA Knight had a great one-on-one match with Solo Sikoa, and it's so funny because I'm watching them fight, and I'm like, where have I seen this before? Oh wait, LA Knight fought Solo Sikoa, and didn't he beat him? So once I remembered that, I was like, damn it, LA Knight's losing. Darn it. Which he didn't technically lose, but without, if it wasn't for the involvement of the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu, we wouldn't be here right now, but we are here. And Jacob Fatu, once again, showing how unleashed and just brutal he is, continuing to brutalize everybody that walks in his path. We also have Andrade and Apollo Crews tried to come and save the day for LA Knight, but it didn't really work in their favor. The numbers game almost worked, but didn't quite make it through. What do you think of this potential alliance between LA Knight, LA Knight, Andrade, and Apollo Crews?
This is actually going to be interesting because I know LA and Andrade butted heads. But usually this is going to be interesting because even though there are egos and they don't like each other, they do have a common enemy. And all three of them did get beat up by the Team New Bloodline. So usually it helps out when it's in numbers because a lot of times people, even the New Bloodline, they want the whole SmackDown roster to live in fear of them and do everything else. But if you run Rampage over every single person on the roster, that is where an alliance is going to come in, and that could be equally dangerous. Plus, at this point, I can see a match between LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu.
Oh man, give me Jacob versus everybody in 2025. Just every week, put Jacob against somebody in the roster. Jacob versus LA Knight. Jacob versus Carmelo Hayes. Jacob versus Cody. Jacob versus Roman. Jacob versus Braun Breaker. Please, give me all of that. Just give it to me. But yeah, man. So this is I don't know where or what inning we are in with this Bloodline story, girl, but I'm just enjoying the ride. Oh my God, yes. Jacob Fatu versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Hello? That would be insane.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, of course. Jacob Fatu versus
Gunter, the ring general Gunter.
Oh my God, Gunther.
It would be absolute
cinema.
Cinema, I love it. I'm here for it.
I know we haven't seen him in a while, but I would love to see Jacob Fatu versus Ilya Dragunov.
Oh my God, when Ilya comes back, Ilya get healthy quickly, and of course speedy, but of course in your pace. But I'm also impatient, and I love Ilya Dragunov, but I can't wait to see him come back as well. Jacob versus Ilya would probably be the most oversold and yeah, oversold and overthrown match ever. Like they would destroy each other. They would probably destroy the whole arena, especially with the selling that Ilya Dragunov does, and then the destruction of Jacob Fatu. Forget it. But yeah, and Shinsuke Nakamura also had quite a lot of words to say. Apparently, LA Knight ain't the only one. There will be more coming, so everybody watch your back. The United States champion is keeping everybody on notice. Excuse me, that's three-time United States champion on notice. So yeah, so we had that. We had the ladies. We talked about the ladies. We talked about the face-off with Kevin Owens. Everything ended. Oh, that's what we have to get to, the final. Everything ended up with the face-off between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, which, as we predicted, would end up in chaos and a brawl. I don't think there's any more words that needs to be said about this match, or I don't think anybody else needs to talk about this match. I think at this point we just need to see hands being thrown, because there's been a lot of personal shots taken back and forth, and Kevin Owens ain't playing around, showing up wearing Stardust shirts and shit, wearing freaking Dusty Rhodes' polka dots, like just getting under the skin of Cody Rhodes. And you know what? It's kind of interesting to see what makes Cody Rhodes tick, because now I'm seeing more of that, what everybody's talking about, that Homelander Cody. Do you watch the show The Boys?
No, I never watched the show.
Oh man, there's a character there on Homelander. So it's I'll just give you a small gist of it. I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but I will say, when you hear the term Homelander Cody, it's basically the anti-hero version of what Superman and Wonder Woman and Black Panther are in Marvel. And instead of being actual heroes, these guys are villains, and they're assholes, and they're the worst people on earth, and then they use their powers to their advantage. Homelander is what Cody's going to turn into when Cody turns heel, because Homelander is the guy, he basically has the look of Superman. He has the cape, he has the red, white, and blue, the blonde hair, he's good looking. Homelander Cody. It's a great show too. You should check it out.
I should. I just actually thought of this because I know, like, Kevin had everything with Stardust. What if, and this is gonna be crazy, what if he had a shirt that had Brandy's face on it?
Oh my God, the disrespect!
Like,
now nobody's mentioned that either. Nobody's mentioned that either. Oh, or his daughter, or Brandy and his daughter. Oh my God, Kevin! Kevin will take it there.
That's what I'm thinking.
He will if he has to.
Take it.
Been there, done it. Been there, done it.
Like, but no one's mentioned Brandy at all this time.
That's interesting. And the only one time I would say that somebody did mention Brandy is that what if Brandy shows up to help Cody, and she turns him heel. Like, she encourages him, like, F that, like, screw these people, these aren't your friends, and blah blah blah, like, you know what I mean? That we had briefly talked about a scenario of some sort happening like that, and it involved Jade Cargill as well, like the whole open mic night line and everything. Yeah. So that nobody's mentioned Brandy, but if Kevin Owens takes it there, he just might. And that could be what sets Cody off. You never know. But
that's what I'm thinking.
I can't wait. Saturday night main event is literally less than 24 hours away. It's going to be live on. It's going to be on Peacock. It's going to be on NBC and a few other streaming places. So make sure you guys look out for that, and make sure you guys get your popcorn ready, because a lot is going to transpire. And hey, youngins, take note, because this is how wrestling was presented back then. Wait till you see the Saturday night main event was out before Monday Night Raw. Okay, I'll let you. Saturday night main event was the first. So just for all you youngins, I'm showing my age a little bit, but hey, Courtney, that's some Rick Rude type stuff. Yes, when Rick Rude wore Ultimate Warrior's face on his pants, or when he wore Elizabeth, oh my God, forget it. Crazy. That's trolling. That is trolling on a whole other level. That's savage mode.
I just thought about that, and I was just like, man, nobody went after Brandy.
Nobody's even thought of that yet. And if he has a gold dust shirt on or something like that, man, listen. I'm gonna fight all these urges, my brother. And yes, and of course, Jeffrey, thank you for that. Shout out to Jesse Ventura on commentary. We got a lot of legends also showing up. It's going to be on tomorrow. They're going to be live from Long Island at the home of Saturday Night Main Event, Nassau Coliseum. So make sure you guys check that out and tune in. All right. Stone Cold Courtney, where can the beautiful people find you? It is about that time, sister.
Yeah, it's about that time. Well, they can always find me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on WWT Live with the crew. You already know what Wednesday is. It's All Elite Wednesday. You do not want to miss this one because Wednesday, it's a holiday bash. So dress up in your festive, be in holiday mode because it's going to be fire. Also, you can, and also, not only that, but you can see me in Storm Zero Central or Cassidyville. If you understand those references, you can catch me over there.
Yes.
Tomorrow night, I'll be myself along with any members of the WWT live crew. We're doing Saturday night's main event. We are doing a watch along tomorrow. I will be there, but we may get a few surprises from the WWT crew. We may get some surprises, but I will be there tomorrow for a watch along, and we're also doing a post show too on Saturday night's main event. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram on @CourtneyNJ11 because I have been cooking with a lot of stuff that's happening, and especially going into 2025.
Indeed. Shout outs to the whole crew at WWT. Make sure you guys check out everything that we got going on our website at wwtalkpod.com. Check out all our merch, interviews, content, and all the things we got going on in the social spaces. Also, shout outs to our sponsors, All Caribbean Wrestling, for all that they do for us and for the wrestling community. They also have a lot of cool events coming up, so make sure you guys check that out. There's a lot going on that's planned for 2025, so please check them out on All Caribbean Wrestling on all the social spaces. And of course, you can find me here Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays with the WWT Live crew as well, along with my WWT sister and brothers, my siblings, Dion, Courtney, Councilman, Ced, and everybody else. Shout outs to the boss lady. Shout outs to the professor putting in that work. And shout outs to our producer from the future. And feel better, my friend. Hope you're doing well in your recovery as well. Shout outs to everybody in the chat. Love all of you guys, even from the watch long as well. Aaron Teagle, Jeffrey, Boza, Lewis, Bobby, and Cindy, 6, Boza, everybody else from the watch along show. Appreciate you guys so much. Chris LeClaire, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Pachu, Councilman, for joining on in and poking his head in the chat. Appreciate you guys and all the energy you guys consistently bring every week to our shows. And please follow everything that my team got going on. They're doing some great things out here. You can follow me on Wrestling with Honey, everything Wrestling with Honey, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram as well. Like and subscribe to Wrestling with Honey podcast on YouTube. And don't forget to like and share this video as well. Let people know that we stay current on our events. And we just like to keep y'all informed and let y'all know, man. We love doing this, and you guys are our favorite part of our week, honestly, more than you guys know. So we appreciate y'all joining us for the Honey Night Smackdown watch along, and this is the end of the Honey Night Smackdown post show. That is Stone Cold Courtney. I am Wrestling with Honey, the sweetest ooze queen bee of WWT, signing off as part of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet always. Ciao.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at wwtalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at wwtalkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.